Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and in this video I'm going to show you a few things to see around central part of West Texas, around the towns of Fort Stockton, Monahans, Pecos, and Van Horn. Now I'm starting out here in Fort Stockton. Right in downtown area of Fort Stockton is a statue that I think you can say is the world's largest roadrunner. So let me show you this guy. This is Fort Stockton's welcome sign, and there he is. And just to show you how big it is, I'm now standing underneath his tail. He actually has a name. It's Paisano Pete. Now, it doesn't say Paisano Pete here, but if you look it up on Google Maps, that's what Google Maps calls it. And right next to here is the entrance to historic Fort Stockton. And right on the other side of him is the 5 o'clock somewhere bar. How you like that? Now, one of the more interesting things in west central Texas is Monahans Sandhills, which is about 5 miles east of the town of Monahans. This is a picnic area right amongst the dunes. But here they don't really call them dunes. They call them sandhills. This is the campground, and I'm staying here tonight plugged into 50 amp, and you get to camp here right in between the sandhills. And a lot of families bring their kids here with their sleds. They walk up the hill there and then slide back down on their sleds. It's a cold day today, very windy, and even though it's on a Sunday, there is not many people here. So I was hoping to get some video of some people sledding down the sandhills, but I'll come out later and see if there is any, but I'm thinking maybe not today. Just too cold. But then in the summer, this place will be a scorcher. I got me electric and water hookup there. A nice big covered picnic table. Barbecue grill. And you don't have to walk a long way to get up to play in the dunes or the sandhills over there. In fact, there's a little bit of a sandhill right next to my picnic table, and there's a pretty good size sandhill over there. Nice. I climbed up a little ways to get a little different perspective of some of the sandhills here. There's the top of my motorhome right there. Hard to hold a camera still with all this wind. But I get a wide view of the sandhills here. Well, how you like it so far? Just another picnic area. A sand volleyball court in the sand dunes. What are the odds of that? I think it's funny how all this wind has no effect on the windmill. There's some people atop that sand hill. So there's people around that are just walking around on top of the hills just to get a good view of the wide view of the area. And in the morning, I'm going to head off to the town of Pecos. There's something there that I wanted to video for you. Pecos, Texas claims to be the home of the world's first rodeo. Funny thing is, there are 3 other towns, 2 in Arizona and 1 in Colorado, that also claims to have had the world's first rodeo. I think they defined the world's first rodeo in slightly different ways. This one started with just 2 cowboys who wanted to settle a score as to which one was the best at their job. And the next year, other cowboys joined in and they started having the rodeo every year. In downtown Pecos, they have the Texas Rodeo Hall of Fame Museum you might be interested in. And here is Pecos Bill wrestling a rattlesnake. There's the rattle. He's a tougher guy than I tell you that. And they really like their cowboy boots here. His boots are about 7.5 feet high. These are about the same size. And both pairs are right across the street from the west of the Pecos Museum. It's got a bar from the 1800s. They have all kinds of things on display here. And this whole thing is just a radio, believe it or not. At least the kids wouldn't believe it. Guess who this is? The Golden Girl of the Old West. And here are the other nominees. This tells about it. Got an old schoolroom here. We got a barbed wire and saddle collection. Boots and all kinds of things from the Old West days. This might be the world's smallest bathtub. And they got one lonely cowgirl. She actually looks pretty good. I'm only showing you a small fraction of what they have in this museum. Telephones and typewriters. I don't think I've ever seen a silent movie projector. Huh. Here's an old wooden wheelchair with a built-in potty. Well, there's a lot more to see if you're interested. And yes, this was originally built to be a hotel. It's a very nice craftsmanship. It was called the Orient Hotel. It's right across the street from the Rodeo Museum. And here's another recreation of the Jersey Lily right outside the museum. I've seen a few of these around Texas. Then just 2 blocks down from there is the Memory Lane Car Museum. It's generally open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 6. I asked the man in the other museum about it, and he said sometimes the guy just doesn't open up. I suspect this time of the year they just don't get many people coming through, so it's just not quite worth it. But anytime you happen to be in Pecos, stop by and see if it is open. I just noticed that there are a whole lot of cowboy boots like this all over town. And there's another one a block up there. There's one more thing I want to show you. In the town of Van Horn, Texas. It's right next to Chewy's Mexican restaurant, which also has a John Madden Hall of Fame. I'll show you that in a little while. But first, let me show you what's off to the right here. Just to the right of the restaurant is this pretty amazing wall of cactus. That's some pretty thick cactus. And then to the right of that is this place. It's called Los Nopales Antique Restoration and Upholstery, and they have created themselves a sculpture garden of sorts here. This is supposed to be some kind of creature. Remember the Road Runner in Fort Stockton? I think this might be the same sort of Road Runner. Okay, folks, who is Gallo de Cielo? I don't know. These are those electrical heads, whatever you call them. Uh-oh, sorry folks. Too late. Thanks for the warning. I will definitely watch out for this. I'm not sure, this might be a dinosaur swing set. And this is a prayer garden. I don't know just how that works. And who said old tires are no good? Well, I better not go any closer than this. Something tells me this airplane design did not work very well. There's some really odd things here. You can make art out of just about anything. Is this dumpster part of it? What is this? Some kind of bug. Here's a spider and a giant ant, I guess. And more spiders and bugs around here. I guess this bug can't move on its own power. It's got a trailer hitch. There's a couple really strange characters. And it looks like a bat flew right through them. I don't know what this monument is dedicated to. It's one way to make use of beer cans. Some really strange looking creatures here. And this is an odd cactus garden. Well, is this some interesting work or what? What do you think, folks? Well, now it's time to go in and have lunch. Somebody got a good parking spot here. Well, somebody here is definitely a John Madden fan. This is the All Madden Hall of Fame with a lot of photos mostly. And Singletary's jersey. Yeah, I think this table is reserved. Well, let me know how you liked the video. Good day, folks.